What's going on, people? It's your boy Clive Bolvin. With me in the studio, boys, give us a shout.
Steve in the house.
Ray in the building.
So it's episode 14, and the boys are going to be chatting about the upcoming fight between James Degale and Chris Eubank Jr. Steve, take it away.
Thank you very much. We got Chris Eubank Jr, James Degale. The battle of the unpopular has-beens.
Listen, Raymond did not say has-beens, nor agreed to that. That's his words, not mine, but carry on.
No, it's an interesting fight. I think it's a little bit too late, and it's two guys who are in the last chance saloon. It's like, where else do they go?
That's true.
And they had to fight each other, and it's just fucking George Groves leftovers, really. Aren't it?
Oh.
What do you think, Ray?
You know what? The funny thing is, that's exactly as bad as that sounds. That is the similar sentiments that I had when I first saw the match, because I'm thinking to myself, especially how George Groves' fight ended as well. This doesn't look good on this pair, because it's like, obviously Groves lost to Smith, so then it's like Groves isn't even seen as the top guy. So then now you've got two guys facing off against each other who've both lost to Groves.
That's exactly
who's down the tier, and you're trying to headline the O2.
Yeah, you've got this big beef about them headlining the O2.
Because you know what, and I blame Eddie Hearn. There's another one to blame Eddie Hearn for, because everyone saw Chisora White, and then I guess people think to them, we can do this, and it's like, no, Eddie is Eddie.
No,
that's why he can do that.
Yeah, exactly. He'll sell these fucking chumps anything, man. Do you think if Eddie Hearn was promoting this fight, he could sell it to these fucking chumps?
Still no, only because in this situation, like you said, you got two guys that are not liked by the public, and the reason why fights do well sometimes is because you have a protagonist where it's like someone who they like, who they really like, and there's someone who they don't like.
This fight's lacking it. It's two antagonists.
Yeah, it's just like you're not meant to have two antagonists.
Two people that don't like you, like no one likes.
So then it's like, now it's just like, normally the balance is they like the protagonist, they don't like the antagonist. But so now it's just like, well, we both don't like these guys, and they're both in a situation where it's like they're not at the height of, like, you can be disliked and still be at the height of your career. It's like they're both not at the height of their career.
They're both deluded as well. I saw an interview where James Degale was like, it was said to James Degale, I heard this fight was going to be on the undercard of Warrington Frampton,
which should have been good.
A great place for that fight, right? On the undercard, really bolstered out that fight. Do you know what I mean? Going against Chisora White as well, really bolstered out that fight. Yeah. He was like, absolutely not. No, that's the main bill card. This is the main. It's like, nah, brother, you're lost. Like, you're like 5 years too late. Like, you haven't got a world title. You're like, you got beat by Truax in your last fight.
I think the Olympic medal has lost its allure now. Like, no one even remembers that you were there in the Olympics. That's how bad it is.
The geezer who was introducing the fight, Richard Poxon, he was like, James Degale, Olympic gold medalist, and he was like, they don't come for free, you work really hard. And then James Degale sat there, he's looking more and more grumpy. He's like, and then the guy's like, what's right? And he's like, I won a world title as well, you know. He's like, let's get into that. He is burning. Like, this guy is fucking burning. Like, obviously, he said as well, I quote, he said, I'm not AJ milled up, but I'm okay financially. He's looking at AJ, who came 4 years after him with that Olympic gold medal, and he's like, it's bust.
But then, for whatever reason, people forget, even coming out of the Olympics, they just didn't like him. They never picked a liking to him.
Which I fully don't get. Like, we're doing a bit of a back catalogue of James Degale's career here, but he went into that Olympics a massive underdog, like double digits to one underdog. And he lost to the Irish guy, Darren Sutherland, 5 times going into the Olympics. He'd never beaten him. And then he just like pulled it out the bag, schooled the Cuban so much in the final that the Cuban bit him in the final. Bit him. Yeah. And then bloody, like, he comes back and everyone's just like, nah, I don't like the look of him.
But do you know what it is? I think it comes back to different cultures, because if he was American, he would be a big star, because he's very brash and confident in himself, where the UK is like, they want you to be confident but humble.
I think he was just full of shit. As in, I remember when he fought George Groves, and the absolute nonsense he was coming up with. And I think it was only up until when he fought Andre Darrell, when the fans started to appreciate him.
But I think it's good that he's confident. You just have to market it well. And I think whoever was his promoter at the time still tried to pass him off as, oh no, I know he's confident, but he's humble as well. It's like, no, if you're going to go full heel, go full heel.
Do you know what I think it was? I think that confidence thing, it works if you are that guy. Yeah. So you look at Conor McGregor, and and like he looks like he would be an arrogant prick outside the ring. Like he would just be like bare ADHD, running around the place, just hyperactive. Whereas apparently James DeGale is like a really chilled out, like normal guy behind closed doors. Hangs out in Essex, like he's not that kind of guy at all. But he saw like Muhammad Ali do that. He saw Mayweather do that, and he thought, "Oh, that's the way to go to make some money."
He was so cringe,
and it was just like he couldn't do because it was incongruent. He couldn't do it because if that's not your real personality,
it don't come off.
And and that's what doesn't work. People look Prince Naz. People loved him. Tyson Fury. People love him now, and he's still quite brash and blah blah blah. People don't mind it, but they need to believe that that's even like an amplification of your personality.
Yeah,
it can't be like. I read books. I read books and drinks Horlicks behind, like you know what I mean. And then bloody
no, because you know what, to go into the MMA world is funny because it reminds me a bit of what you were saying. Reminds me a bit of like Michael Bisping is that he was hated for a long time, but then he had so much consistency in how he acted. Like people started to love the fact that he's a bit of a dick. It's like, do you know what? He's a bit of a dick, but I respect it because he's always shown that he's a bit of a dick.
That's him, yeah. Whereas like sometimes like. James DeGale would act like that, and then someone would put it on him, and then he would act completely different, or behind. Like it was always like, behind, like
Charlotte Jacobs,
like you said, like behind the cameras. Everyone was saying, "Oh, behind the cameras, he's the loveliest guy." I don't know what happens when a camera goes on him, and when you're hearing that, you're like, "That's
you're
ridiculous."
Not convinced, but
Charlotte Jacobs.
Listen, you know that was one of my favourite moments of last year when Jacobs just put it on him
in that Migos YSL like.
Listen, Jacobs just so calmly came up to him and was just like, "Listen, don't talk about me like that in front of my face." And Charlo, that's the most silent I've ever seen Charlo act.
I've never seen someone do such a U-turn. Like you gotta hold it down at that point. At least when it got put on him by Groves, he was still trying to hold it down.
Who was the Charlo that lost recently?
I don't know.
How can you have twins and call them Jamel and Jamal?
The one that lost, I was watching a post-fight conference.
Yeah.
And he was crying. I think he felt that he got rods. Yeah. And he came out with one statement which was pretty hilarious. He was like, "And that's why I don't play video games because I just hate losing." And I was like, "Wow."
Listen, man. Some of these, but do you know what is? We laugh, but then it's like, is that same attitude that gets a lot of these boxers far? It's like it's far fetched to the normal person, but then that same drive is like, look at even someone like Ronda Rousey. It's like people might be like, "Wow, why is she so extreme with how she like reacts to losses?" But it's like, is that same extreme determination that got her to where she is? So I think that's with a lot of fighters, it's like they feel and think in extreme ways.
So for sure, you've got to be deluded. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
talking about deluded, Chris Eubank Jr. So he's got a trainer coming up to this fight, Paul Ronnie.
What? Who's training him for the fight?
A guy called Nate Vasquez from Vegas. I think Mayweather's gym.
Oh, is it?
Okay. Yeah. So he's actually going to respect this pad man now.
But saying that, alright, cool. So you got 7 weeks to fight out, right? Yeah. You went your whole career without having a trainer. And how old is he now? Maybe
29. He's 29.
Right, cool.
Late 20s.
So what's going to change?
It depends.
It's a bit late on, isn't it?
No, it all depends on his attitude. Because at this point, it's not like, because mechanics wise, he's not a bad boxer. It's just all in the attitude of when you get given advice, listen. And you can tell a lot of the time he just went in there. It's just like, and people seeing it's like he's get told something and he's telling the other person like, "Shut up, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do."
I 100% agree with you. The attitude of his attitude towards fighting was all wrong. He believed the hype somewhere along the line that he was the strongest, just devastating puncher. It's like you can't punch. And you're not that strong. And when you get to a certain level, they're all strong.
To be funny, he made us believe it. Because remember the Groves fight? Groves was the underdog because Eubank made us all believe that
he was going to get in there and maul him and just absolutely maul him.
And
they're all strong at that level. Yeah. And then everyone who throws a jab at him and has a little bit of an angle will beat him. And then like you said, to come into this fight with a new trainer and thinking that you're going to step someone like James DeGale, thinking, he's washed up, I'll brush him and then I'll go fight someone else. It's not going to happen. Do you know what I mean? Degale was, like we said, Olympic gold medalist. He's beat Darrell. He drew with Badu Jack in a fight that he could potentially won. Bute,
I even had him beating Groves that fight.
Groves, like they had an absolute pick'em. When this guy got schooled by Groves, this guy got schooled by Billy Joe Saunders. Bruv, who are you talking to? Like,
who's he actually beating, other than the legend that is Spike O'Sullivan?
Who's that Australian guy that What's
Quillen.
his name?
Quillen.
Knocked out in one round the other day.
Mate.
10 rounds, yeah.
He was fighting recently, in fact. I can't remember.
He fought,
Was it Glatzy?
yeah, it was Bratty, yeah. He fought
that's
Bratty,
that's it.
Got knocked down around.
But yeah, let's just say Chris Eubank Jr. wants to lose his fight. Where does he go from there?
Back to his dad's house. Live in his dad's garage.
Get Channel 5 documentary.
yeah. Drive, sit in the passenger seat of his dad's lorry.
So I think one of his other brothers decided not to go for that route of having his father by his side.
Boxing.
As in, just do it his own way, man, rather than...
That's just because the dad disowned him. That's
No,
you're talking about the older, Chris Eubank Jr.'s older
I
brother.
think Seb,
Seb, yeah.
Is he still doing boxing though?
He was like a trainer, but like a personal trainer. Then he became a boxing trainer. Then I think with him,
he's hustling, man.
I think he's just doing like he's one of these that's he's free spirited with it. It comes across. So I don't know whether he's like I want a world title, or whether it's just one of them things. Well, I see everyone else doing it, so let me just try it out.
And also, it's good that he's not trying to cash in his dad's name.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
pretty much.
Which is good. But yeah, no, Eubank, I think he'll be done after this. To be honest,
I can't.
It'll be a shame because he's a very physically gifted guy, but
He's got the tools.
Yeah, but it's just
he
like
went
mentally.
with the wrong mentality. We've seen like footballers go through that same path.
That's it.
Where they got all the ability, but just the wrong mindset.
Wrong mindset. And they say that sports is what 80% mindset. Like he is literally he's fit for 12 rounds. He's got a great chin. He's got a great heart for boxing.
Yeah,
he sticks with it. Against Groves, he was cut and he was down on the scorecards. He's still trying to win. So he's got everything. But like you said, he just doesn't take his advice. You can't coach the guy. You can't talk to him. Yeah. You can't say anything to him. Do you know what I mean? He thinks. What did he say to Ronnie Davidson that time? He was like, I need someone to hold the pads. I need someone to hold the water. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's
disrespect, man. I don't know how he puts up with it. He must be getting paid well.
He told him to shut up in the corner.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he told his coach, like the guy who coached his dad, to shut up in the corner. Do you know what I mean?
Have you seen the IFL interviews with Ronnie Davis recently? This was literally after the press conference where he was actually knocking Chris Eubank Jr.
Oh, I saw the headline. I didn't watch the video. Yeah, I didn't know if are they still working. Are they still working together?
I don't know. It's a funny one. I think he's overseeing everything. I don't know what.
But after the last loss, he's probably saying to himself, "This is the time like I can actually talk back to you, and you can't say nothing to me because you did it your own way, and look what happened."
Well, he went with Adam Booth as well, and Adam Booth kicked him out of the gym.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jimbo. Yeah. He was with Adam Booth for like one fight maybe. Yeah, he was with Adam Booth against Spike O'Sullivan.
Yeah.
He got a good win. He got a good knockout there, and then Adam Booth was like, "You can't work with this guy.
Yeah,
he's ridiculous."
Well, you got Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn knocking him, so he must be a nightmare.
Yeah. Nice. He could have made. He could if he signed both of those guys. If they just signed with promoters, they're both the advert for like all these guys think they can reinvent the wheel and do what David Haye did. I don't need a promoter. Promoters try and like they just exploit fighters and blah blah blah. It's like, all right, look at Anthony Joshua. Look at your career.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You bounced around with promoters. Anyone who stayed with a promoter, like showing loyalty, even Billy Joe Saunders.
Yeah.
He stuck with Frank Warren. He's fucked up because of himself, but Frank Warren in the end delivered. Do you know what I mean? Got him big cards and things like that. Tyson Fury, the most talented guy in the world.
Yeah.
He had a rubbish promoter. What did it get him? Huey
Exactly.
Fury, where is he at?
Exactly.
Taking fights in Bulgaria.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Degale was fighting up Blue Water at one point. Like,
you know what I mean? Like, it's like, how are you going to go from Frank Warren to Mick Hennessy?
Yeah.
Damn.
Mick Hennessy, I remember watching one of his shows. It was Murray against Golovkin. And the production was an absolute shit show.
I think I remember that.
Embarrassing.
Favourite TV show as he's walking out.
I was like, oh, mate.
Favourite food? Meat. Like he was a dog.
It was like watching... mate. Like wires all over the place. It was like watching old school WCW.
Man.
Yeah.
It was a shocking
Come on,
setup.
put some respect on WCW, man.
Absolutely.
WCW Thunder.
Yeah,
Absolute joke. Right, predictions then, boys. What are we saying? So Eubank, Degale.
I'm still shocked. My prediction is they have to move it from the O2 because they don't sell enough tickets. I'm still in shock that they
It gets cancelled because they sell 552
man,
tickets.
You're not all
You're
not all Trezora and White. You can't all just do the O2 just because. Like, I'm so sick and tired of this. Listen, unless you have Eddie on your side or you're that much of an anomaly or a big enough name like David Haye, you're not going to do the
Yeah.
O2.
How did the Cody Chamberlain do? You went to that fight. Remember that fight? That was like this time last year.
It did alright.
But they closed off some of the arena. It weren't actually the full
Yeah,
O2.
I think what they do like 8,000. I think they did.
8 to 10,000.
So and then O2 holds like 20,000.
As in, who else is
But
fighting?
even then,
So
it's
Ted
like,
Cheeseman.
their rivalry, their rivalry was brewing for a long time. Whereas Chris Eubank Jr.
That's true. That British beef. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Proper London rivalry.
Exactly, but then
sort of dream.
this like comes out of nowhere, and the
It's
fact
only
that
7
you're
weeks.
both not
7
liked.
weeks to promote it.
Yeah.
Who's even promoting this? Like
ITV, innit?
yeah, but like.
And who buys IT? Look, listen.
That's the thing. If it was a fiver, I would have paid for that shit. Like,
I don't even know. I don't. Even if I wanted to, I don't even know how to buy an ITV pay-per-view. I don't know how do you even do that?
Because you know what? Initially, I respected the hustle of Eubank Jr. being like, I'm going to be the face of ITV.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to go do something
But
different.
then when he lost, now it's just like, that allure's not there. You have to be the top guy. If you wanna push the alternative, you have to be the top guy.
you got to be doing something amazing. You got to be something like some has-been fight.
You got to have some
on
leverage.
some obscure pay-per-view channel that's really hard to book. Like
his first fight on ITV was for the IBO title.
Yeah.
And it was against Quillen. Like, come on, mate.
But at least at that time, you still had promise to you.
and that was around the time they were doing that Muhammad Ali trophy.
Yeah.
So
the
people
World
were like,
Boxing
so
Series,
ITV were doing that, and then he was sort of in and around that. And I think it was kind of geared up that like he was going to fight the winner of that, but then someone got injured and he got in like blah or whatever it was. But yeah, no, it's an absolute shit show. But in terms of predictions, I'm gonna back my boy James Degale. I think Degale's got enough in him to take this boy out. Do you know what I mean?
Same. I think James Degale on points. I can't see him knocking him out. I think Chris Eubank Jr.
I think it's a close fight. I think I think Degale will be good for the first 6 rounds. Then he'll slow down. Eubank will come on strong, and then if Eubank is ITV's boy, where does that leave Degale? Do you know what I mean? So
do you think they got Prince Nazim again on duties? That'll be the highlight reel finish. You know what? That's worth.
I'll pay for that. That was probably the best thing on TV.
That
was that this year? That was last year.
That was last year. That was against Groves. Wasn't
that was
it?
brilliant.
Yeah, that was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. Shout out to.
It was literally 10-15 minutes of him. It's quite funny the way they're trying to like move on a conversation. He's like, nah, you know he definitely.
They're like ushering him away, and he's like, no.
They gave him too much airtime, man.
And too much cocaine.
I love that, man. I actually think that, man. I thought, fuck that. As in, like, you know, on Sky, for example, you see Johnny Nelson, some of these guys always like.
Do you know what? Paulie Malignaggi was giving it a bit too real last time when.
And he had an IFL interview about it where he was coming out saying, "Listen, I'm not biased. I'm gonna say how it is. Some people won't like that, but it is what it is."
But that's why it's love though. At the same time, he's carved that niche.
He knows when to play the game and when to make it look like he's sort of doing.
He's basically Teddy Atlas Jr. Basically,
he's not really Teddy. Teddy Atlas Jr. like will get fired. Like that guy.
No, but I mean,
I don't know how he doesn't.
But he like pushes that ball line. The thing with Teddy though, he's at the point where
Teddy will just explode though.
But Teddy's big enough that
I think so.
I'm gonna say what I want, and you can't do a thing. And I think Paulie is building himself to that point where it's just like, I'm gonna become such a big personality that I will get to the point where I'm gonna say what I want.
But like, if Joshua robbed someone, Paulie wouldn't shout that out. I think.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But he's not big enough. He's not there. That's what I'm saying.
Whereas Teddy Atlas is just running the ring like stunner him.
That's what I'm saying. Paulie's not there. He's building himself up, and he's getting that. Like I said, it becomes the Michael Bisping thing again. Is that there's a lot of people that don't like Paulie, but they respect his bluntness.
Yeah.
And as soon as he starts building up more, then he's going to get to that point, that Teddy Atlas point where he could be like... Because when Teddy Atlas is going to be done soon with the whole boxing commentary, because he just looks like he's just sick of the game now.
Yeah.
So then that void is going to be there. And that's when Paulie's going to creep in and be like, cool, I'm the guy now.
You ever seen Paulie Malignaggi in real life?
Nah.
No, why is that?
Was he tiny?
Bare small, man. He looks like a ventriloquist dummy. You know, he wears a suit. He's so small. I don't know why it's popped into my head. That's the smallest guy, man. I was stood next to him. I was like, right. On TV,
to be fair, a lot of the boxers, it's because, like, you know, you're watching on screen and it's like, it's close up and they're ripped and everything.
Yeah.
And then you see, when you actually, like, peep someone like Manny Pacquiao's height, then you think to yourself, he must be really tiny.
He's a really small man. You think Paulie Malignaggi was never the smallest one. Like, you know, he do face-offs. He was always like the taller boxer. Yeah. And like Broner, how small must Broner be? Because this guy, and also like they never show Paulie Malignaggi's legs on TV. I think he's on stilts. Like. Right, yeah. So I'm going Degale. You're going.
I'm undecided.
Come on.
Oh, come on, right? This isn't even a major fight, man.
Listen, man.
We won't put it on the record.
I'm trying to keep my 100%. Oh, no, my record got beaten because I picked Bellew, didn't I, against Usyk.
Oh, yeah, shouts. Yeah. See how we didn't call it? See, we didn't turn up and go, oh, see.
You're just hating on my 100% record prior.
I tweeted it, but...
I'm like, I'm being fired. They're all waiting for the news. I'll say I'm saying if nothing's changed in terms of Chris Eubank mentality, I'm going to go. If Eubank actually puts like mind over matter,
if this trainer thing works out, kind of thing,
then I'm picking Eubank. But for now, it's Degale.
All right. And how many seats do they sell? How many tickets do they sell on the O2?
I'm thinking of a potential undercard.
I can't
see it.
Ted Cheeseman out. Sell those South London tickets.
He's all muzzled up and shit.
Let me tell you something.
I'm radio.
This is what's going to happen. Everyone that orders a ticket is then going to get an email. Sorry, due to unforeseen circumstances, we have moved venue.
James Gill got injured.
Man.
Imagine they're coming with alternatives.
But you have to... Bro, I think people take for granted what the O2 is. The same way... Because certain things are normalised to you, which aren't actually normal, but you think they are. It's like when Joshua like sells at Wembley. It's like that's not a normal thing. It isn't normal, but because you see Joshua there all the time, people think that, and you gotta realise like no, he's the.
Like they think they can put like I know Khan's doing what he's doing. Like crazy,
we need to speak about
that. Crazy man, but
once all confirmed.
But like they say they could put Brooke Khan at Wembley. And it's like
you can't
put Brooke Khan at Wembley, man.
Bruv, do that up north, man. Do that. Let's do a humble MEN and
Manchester,
be happy, man.
Sheffield.
That's an MEN job, man. Do you know what I mean? It's a good MEN fight, but it's not.
And even now, that might not be an MEN fight because at the end of the day, more time's going by and less people are caring. And if Khan gets hurt by Crawford, then it's going to be like, do you know what?
He is going to get hurt by Crawford. Do you know so Eddie Hearn made a good point the other day. Just like, I know we're going off topic, but he said that he was like, he knows he's going to get knocked out by both of them. And it's like, I'd rather just get knocked out by Crawford for less money because then at least he can always say like, I would have knocked out Brooke, I would have done him, but like, do you know what I mean? I got beat by a better fighter. I genuinely think that's
I think the fact that
that's a calm might be
title, but let's talk about that. Once all confirms.
Listen, man, shout out Al Heyman stays getting his fighters paid. That's my guy. I'm not Eddie Hearn guy. I'm an Al Heyman guy.
Quick one. We've got another fight coming up. Broner Pacquiao.
What's the date for that?
It's in a couple of weeks, I believe.
What venue?
Well, is that like probably like soon?
Is it?
It's soon.
Is it Middle East?
No.
Or am I thinking of something?
I'm not too sure, to be honest.
I don't think it's in America, is it?
Do you know what?
I'm not too sure.
I like that fight, man. Probably some sort of tax haven, the Isle of Man or something. I like that fight, man.
That's a fight we'll definitely look at.
That's a good fight.
Do a post-match episode for that.
Yeah, for sure. I think. Just on the side, I haven't seen, but I remember Pacquiao looked good in his last fight. I think Pacquiao. I think Pacquiao will be too strong for him, man. I think Pacquiao might beat him up.
Never wanted to.
The funniest video. Did you see when 50 Cent posted of Adrian Broner running, and then his running form is just it's funny because it's like he's bare upright, but then it makes his belly stick out as well. So it just looks like some random uncle just doing road work.
He's like got that Ninja Turtle body. Yeah.
I like Broner, but this pretty much is his last hurrah. Like
I don't think it is. Because for some reason people just love seeing him.
He's an entertaining fella, but
not in the draw. Do you know? No, world level.
I can see him having domestic fights still.
Yeah.
They'll get him over it for Josh Kelly, I reckon.
What's that?
Get him over it for Josh Kelly, man. When Josh Kelly can deliver that money, when he's like 20-0. Roll out Broner at the O2. They're probably like the same age.
I don't even know if Broner's young. We've just known him for so long. You know, he's like, Karim Benzema for Real Madrid. It's like, you don't actually know his age. You just know he's just been in the spotlight from so early that you're just like, wait, how old is he?
No, it's true.
I think that's the same with Broner. It's like, he's just been in our faces for so long that it's just like...
No, it's true. Right, it's January, boys. One fight you want to see this year. One fantasy fight you want to see this year.
Listen, man, do not play yourself. The fight you all want to see. Joshua first, Wyatt 2. That's the fight we want to see.
Wyatt.
Some low self-esteem fantasy.
Wait. Are you hearing this, Eddie Hearn? Are you hearing this, Eddie Hearn? So from this reaction, I want you to realise.
No, that's what we're getting. What you want?
No. I know. I've been sarcastic.
From the reaction, that was good satire there, right?
See,
well done.
You gotta be faster, Clive, man. You gotta be faster.
Oh, that was good.
Cool. Yeah, Joshua Wilder.
Do you know what? Out of all them, I wouldn't mind seeing White Wilder. That's not my fantasy pick, but
That'd actually be an instant.
Yeah,
like out of all those fights, like White Wilder, I think, because White just always has crazy fights.
What you think
I think out of all those,
if Wilder loses to Fury, then
potentially, because because out of all those fights, I think just out of sheer entertainment, because they're I just think that'd be
so many good potential fights. Certainly, you've got Thurman Spence, Crawford Spence,
Jesus,
Santa Cruz.
On a side note, Dylan White's hilarious interview. You're not a bad man. When he was talking about Anthony Joshua, and he was saying about how he got so triggered that the crowd was booing him.
He said he was just a regular guy.
Yeah, I don't do online shopping.
That's some like posh thing to do.
Listen,
He's so road that.
this is why White will be here for a long time.
Nah, I think he's one of those guys that he's going to be like a Chisora type who can lose and come again and again, just because he'll always throw down, and he's just such good value.
Did we do a post fight on Chisora White? I don't think we did. But we're on a quick one. Where does Chisora go from here? What do you think is
Chisora
get one more hurrah fight?
There's still fight.
He'll still be.
He'll drop down to like that David Price, Dave Allen level, and he'll fight.
I don't want to see that.
He'll fight those
Tom
guys.
Little.
Lucas Brown.
I hope his money's good enough for him to like.
Mate, he has made talent to money ratio in boxing. He's capping that shit out.
Oh well, if that's the case, then I want him to be get one.
Mate,
he
fought Klitschko, David Hay, Dillian White twice, Tyson Fury twice.
That's what I'm saying, man. I'm talking about how he's handled this, man.
No, he invested in a car rental.
So I know he's got his farms and that as well.
Taxi service.
Yeah, when you see someone like Chisora buy a farm, you know they've made P, man.
I hope so, because if that's the case, then. Hopefully he has. I think that's one thing for 2019. I want him to have one last hurrah fight.
That's your big thing for 2019.
As long
as Chisora gets home to his wife and kids.
I know it said big, but yeah. But sorry, what you were saying?
Selfless thing, man.
So what's your big 2019 fight you'd like to see?
2019 fight. What do I want to see? I think that's play it. So I think Tyson Fury against. No, Wilder Joshua. I'm going to go Wilder Joshua.
Yeah, Wilder Joshua.
Yeah,
that's a big one, man.
Wilder Joshua over Fury Joshua even. Just because...
The American...
I don't think... I think Fury would box the shit out of Joshua.
Yeah.
But Deontay Wilder would bounce that fucking right hand off him. Yeah. And I want to see all those AJ fanboys face when their hero just goes down. Nah, I'm joking. I got mad love for Joshua.
He's only saying that because he's like, fuck, man, he lives in London.
Right, we're calling it.
Alright, boys. So that's it for today, episode 14. People, like, subscribe, all of that. Peace.
Yeah, peace.